Welcome to Bible Time with Aunt Kat, where we talk about real people and real things we read about in God's Word, the Bible. And we know all of God's Word is true because God cannot lie. Today we're continuing our journey down the river. Rivers and seas are not always calm. Sometimes waters become deep and stormy and even frightening. But today we're going to discover something wonderful. God is always greater than the danger. Our memory verse, do you remember, is Psalm 23, verse 2. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. Let's say it together first. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. And now we'll sing it to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. Let's do it again. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. That's right. Even when life feels stormy, the shepherd still knows how to lead his sheep safely. Our river was calm and peaceful. But today, sometimes rivers and seas become rough and stormy. Capsized. You think they felt scared in there? You know, sometimes life gets stormy too, just like that. Maybe a loud thunderstorm scares us, or we get sick, or we get worried about something. We feel lonely, or something in our life changes and we don't know what will happen next. But here is something important to remember. The shepherd never loses control of the river. And here are some examples of that very thing from God's Word, the Bible. Long ago, God told Noah a flood was coming. The waters became deep and dangerous. Do you remember? But did God forget Noah? No, he did not. God protected Noah and his family safe inside the ark. Even in the middle of the flood, God was still in control. You can read about it in Genesis 6 through 8. That's chapters 6 through 8 of the book of Genesis. Then many years later, God's people were trapped between Pharaoh's army and the Red Sea. There seemed to be no way out, but God made a path through the water. He made a path through the water. See, I can't make a path through the water, because I'm not God. But God just parted the water and made dry ground, and they were able to walk right across on it. The same God who controlled the sea, rescued his people safely. And you can read this in Exodus chapter 14. And then, when Jonah was on a ship during a terrible storm because he had disobeyed God, God was still there too. Even though Jonah had made wrong choices, God did not abandon him. God was still working to rescue Jonah and bring him back where he needed to be. And you can read this in the book of Jonah. It's a short book. Sometimes we go through deep waters too. Not floods or giant seas like Noah or Moses, but things that feel scary to us. And when that happens, we can remember God sees the danger before we do. He knows how to care for his people. Sometimes God calms the storm, and sometimes he carries us safely through the storm. The shepherd always knows the way. This week's Try This at Home is called Storm Watch. The next time it rains or storms, stop for a moment with your family and watch the weather together. Talk about what things feel scary sometimes. How did God protect Noah? How did he rescue his people at the Red Sea? How does God help his people today? How does he help us? Then pray together about something that feels difficult or frightening. Deep waters can feel frightening, but we never travel the river alone. The shepherd knows every turn, every storm, and every deep place along the way. We can trust him to lead us safely. Let's do our memory verse one more time. Let's sing it this time, okay? He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. Psalm 23, verse 2. That's right. And don't forget to make your own Bible time every day.